cocktail. I'll bring your butt in here. So I wanted to come live today. What's up to everyone? It is a wrap for Jay-Z, okay? Internet has been going crazy when it comes to Jay-Z, and I am here for it, okay? So there has been a lot catch up on. Bring your butt in here, get your cocktails, your coffee, your after work snack, whatever it is. If you're cooking, just listen, because there's too much to basically keep up with, okay? So it looks like the man himself has finally been named in a lawsuit, okay? So this is hot off. Let's talk about it. I really want to hear what everyone has to think. I personally think that Jay-Z is taking a different approach than Diddy is taking already, and into that. But let's get into what's going on. It says Jay-Z, the rapper, whose real name, as you guys know, is Sean Carter, was accused of drugging and R-wording a 13-year-old girl, allegedly with Sean Diddy Combs in 2000, according to a civil suit that was filed in federal court on Sunday. It says the anonymous plaintiff, identified as Jane Doe, said it took place at an MTV Music Awards after party. According to the accuser, an unidentified female celebrity stood by and watched Combs and Carter take turns R-wording her as a minor, and that no one in the party attempted to stop the assault. NBC was the first to report on the accusations against Carter. The lawsuit was initially filed in October in the District of the Southern New York, and Combs was named as a defendant. It was refiled on Sunday to include Jay-Z. Okay, guys? So there are so many Diddy lawsuits going on that we can't even keep up. It's like a couple of days we get a Diddy lawsuit, and we're like, okay, what's going on now? Who's and what now, right? It's hard to keep up. So this was a Jane Doe who basically filed earlier this year, and now she's under lawsuit to finally include Jay-Z. So remember, Busby came out, and if you guys don't know who Busby is, he's basically the lawyer who has like all of these Diddy victims. He said that he was going to be out with some high-profile celebrity names, right? Hello to everybody joining. What's up? It is so good to see you guys live. Thank you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button, please. I am trying to grow. I appreciate y'all being here, and I just wanted to be in the presence. So, guys, it is getting hot for Jay-Z, okay? It is getting hot, and this, how I feel like I know it's serious, is Jay-Z is finally responding. If he's responding, we haven't Jay-Z respond to anything thus far. He hasn't responded to Diddy going to jail. He didn't respond to Diddy's houses being raided. He didn't respond to any of these lawsuits, being that Diddy was his boy, right? We have to read in between the lines. So if he's finally responding to a lawsuit, I would believe, right, someone who's strictly from the outside, is because there is some evidence to suggest that maybe she's not lying, okay? So Busby is coming through with the heat, okay? And again, Busby is the lawyer who is potentially filing the lawsuit against Jay-Z. And there are some things in the comments about what Jay-Z and Diddy may have done together. Listen, I do not put it past him. Like, we have seen so much regarding freak-offs. Like, we've heard the allegations of tunnels. We've heard the allegations of younger children being involved. So I literally do not, like, nothing at all at this point would shock me, okay? The fact that Jay-Z is on here is not a surprise. Like, we were all waiting for the other shoe to drop. Now, let's pay attention to the behavior, right? Because already, white mainstream America already has analysts, right, on this, talking about Jay-Z's risk, analyzing what he's saying, And because we'll get into that, he did respond back. Okay, and we're gonna get into his response, and actually let's get into that. So it says right here, bang, Tony Busby, the Texas attorney who filed the complaint, has several lawsuits, right? We spoke about that. He's representing so many people against Combs in recent months, accusing the hip-hop mogul of physical assault. Word, y'all know what that means for the YouTube streets. Accusing the hip-hop of physical assault, R-word. Busby's lawsuit accused Carter of filing his own lawsuit against Busby, which Busby is calling frivolous. Okay. So it looks like they finally named Jay-Z in this lawsuit, okay? And it looks like the attorney Busby sent correspondence over to Jay-Z, where then Jay-Z sued Busby for the correspondence. So here it goes. He goes, none of the accusers have been named, and Jay-Z's first high-profile defendant Busby has listed besides Combs. In a statement emailed to NPR, Carter said he was the target of a blackmail attempt designed to extort settlement money. The allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one, he said. Whomever who would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked up. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if it were the case. My only heartbreak is for my family, Carter added. My wife, and I will have to sit down with my children, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. What? Drop me in the comments. Like, what? So, first, you sit there and you basically tell him to file a criminal complaint. Okay? So, that's basically telling everybody, like, I don't got to file a criminal complaint because I would want to see people who do things such like young children be locked away, right? But then go on to say that the only person is suffering here is your children. Like, can anybody else agree? Like, his statement is not only narcissistic, but it's just, I don't know if it's like the ego, and I've looked at Jay-Z as a very like egotistical rapper, right? He talks about a lot of things that he has and the things that like he's real flossy, and I get that being that I'm from New York. But like I said, guys, going back to obviously, like, we gotta see the way people move, okay? So someone filed a lawsuit against you. Instead of you coming out and saying that these allegations are false and that you're willing to show whatever proof or do whatever it is you have to do to free your, whatever it is, instead you file a lawsuit against the guy who's lawsuit against you in hopes of possibly like retaliation, because I'm assuming at this point Busby is like, okay, wait, hold up, you're the one that's retaliating against me. Like, I'm doing my job as a lawyer to provide you a civil lawsuit because my client is saying you did something to her and has proof, I would hope, right? There has to be some type of proof. The lawyer is going to take this, guys, without some type of credible proof. So, like, Busby has to have proof, and it is my thought process that the reason why Jay-Z is even at this point, they probably went live with everything is because Jay-Z's probably refusing to pay for it. Jay-Z's probably refusing to, like, he's probably being difficult. And they're like, okay, at this point, then we're going to drop your name, right? Drop his name. And now he has to deal with the consequences. So, it is getting hot. I wanted to, because I feel like his was insane. It was longer than what I just read. But I want to go to his statement, and I'm not sure if anybody has read his statement. When I tell you guys, it was just, this guy has something to hide. And I've seen so many people saying in here, like, Jay-Z and Diddy got something going on. I mean, when there's smoke, there's fire. I can't put it past him, but What I think is interesting, right, is that Diddy has nothing to say. Um, Jay-Z has not mentioned Diddy at all, right? We're all kind of waiting to see what happens next. So I really do think that the veil that Jay-Z had around him is no longer there. I don't know if you guys picked up. It looks like Mama Knows, Beyonce's mom. She actually, I don't know if it was like a shade room or like one of those like Instagram pages where it says that Jay-Z was like mentioned in a lawsuit, that she actually liked the post. Okay, so now you already know Z had all of his publicists on it, and they're now saying that she's been hacked. That is the latest thing, is that Jay-Z, Mama Knows has been hacked. Didn't like the comment. I'm gonna tell y'all what I personally think. I think Knows liked it. I think Mama Knows probably was like, oh, I didn't know I liked that, and now the publicist is going trying to. Guys, you guys have to have your ears to the street. You gotta read between the lines, because there's a lot of shady things going on right now. I'm telling you, they murking CEOs. They are murking CEOs in broad daylight at 6 o'clock in the morning in New York City. If you guys don't know what that's about, check it out. The United Healthcare Insurance CEO was murked in broad daylight, okay, by a kid that looks like 20 years younger than me. It is getting crazy out in these streets. So if people, I think like what makes the Diddy, the Jay-Z, like all of this stuff so sensational, especially for me, is because like you grow up hearing about these guys, you grow up listening to their music and kind of hearing the whispers, right? And then everything becomes so clear after like you heard subliminals in the music. I think just recently I was talking to my husband about how like Biggie's music had some real subliminal phobic, like home, like how can I put this? Like he had some real suspect music. He spoke about a lot of things that would think that a gay man would speak about, or rap about rather. And it was like really hidden in his lyrics. I don't know if anybody has like really listened to Biggie. And I'm not talking about like some of like his hit songs, but there might be others where he says like suggest like really vulgar stuff. And if you really listen to hip hop and you listen to music, you're like, wow, why did he say that, right? Why? Just like how now people are starting to realize like there was like and men and women in the media back then, and they were like slowly being brought into hip hop. Not to say that any of wrong or any of that is bad. I just think it's interesting to see how like the first little bits of that is like was put into music like very subliminally, right? And I know there's a lot of people that said that maybe possibly could have been trying to like fill a gay agenda in pop. Now, whether that was being done at all or whether that was just Diddy being the type of person that he really is, which I believe is my opinion. I really do believe he's gay. I think that there is an element of power. I think I have this argument all the time. I think that there's an element of power because people will be like, yo, you know what? It's probably more power. Like he just has the money so he can do it, and he'll do it with whether a female or a male. My opinion is this: every woman, every relationship that he has been in with a woman has been very like aggressive. He's been very violent. So to me, I feel like Diddy doesn't love women. Like from what he did to Kim Porter, what he did to Cassie. There was even I forgot the Asian girl that he was dating that came out on Tasha. She was basically talking about, she was the first person to come out to say that Diddy had like violated her, like punched her in the face and like allegedly like hit her enough that she got a miscarriage. I forgot her name, but she was on Tasha K years ago, talking about how Cassie was really nice to her, how Cassie told her to get away. So guys, like this is something that has been happening. in Diddy's relationships for a really long time, all the women around him are treated disgusting. To me, I think that Diddy is gay and that he uses women as his beard. And because he can't fully live in his true self, he then gets mad at the women when he can't get what he wants. He uses them to kind of, probably get to guys. He uses them to kind of like get to people in the industry. Whatever. He's like trying to pimp out girls, but then also pimp out guys. It's giving me like he was running a real tracking like operation. So like I really do feel like he is where he needs to be, but I really think it's interesting to start who's going to start to fall down with him. I don't know, you guys let me know what's in the comments. I want this to be like an interactive conversation. Like, who do you feel like is going down next? Do we feel like it's Jay-Z? Do is Kevin Hart? Like, do we feel like it's Meek Mills? Although Meek Mills is the one on the internet who is like always putting in his 2 cents, and he makes no sense at all. And I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious that you would come out and talk about Diddy, but then when Diddy presses you, you then wish him well and you hope everything is good. Meek Mills, I'm going to tell y'all right now, Meek Mills praying that his secret does not get out. He's hoping that Diddy does not drop a video of him doing something strange for some change with Diddy in a room. I'm telling you, Meek Mills right now, he's like, I don't know smoke, but he's not trying to have those rumors fly because he knows what they were saying about Meek. If you don't know, go on TikTok and type in Meek Mills and Diddy, and you'll have a whole audio as to what people are suggesting Mill and Diddy was doing in an audio of a room with 2 men screaming, and we'll just leave it there, okay? We'll leave it there. So I've been hearing on the internet streets that Meek Mills will do anything for some change just to be put on. I really do think that a lot of that was happening in the industry. I ain't trying to judge for it, right? I'm not trying to judge, but I know a lot of that was happening. And it's crazy because nobody's being silent and nobody has nothing to say. Somebody that I think is interesting and I'm hoping starts to come out a little bit more about this is The Game. Do you hear The Game? How now he's having, like, now he had a beautiful son with Evelyn Lozada's daughter. Check that out. They just posted like a really cute picture of like her sitting on his lap. Even though on some podcast saying that, some women are just around for money gain and stuff like that. So I don't know if he was throwing shade at his baby moms. We'll never know because people like to speak in code. But, he come out and seemed like a happy, doting father when he was talking about he, was going to have another baby. He was complaining about his age. And he was complaining about, like I said, women like wanting gain and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think we need to really look at the relationship. But why that is important is because, remember, The Game was running around with Diddy for like what he said was a couple of years. I don't know if you remember, but he did a Drinks Champ interview where he was talking about he went around with Diddy for 2 or 3 years. But never made any music. So one will question, like, if you was running around in circles with Diddy for 2 years and you didn't make any music, what was you doing? Because we know, based on the Cassie lawsuit, that freak-offs were taking place at least once a week and could go on for 3 days. I'm just spitting facts, guys. Go to Cassie's lawsuit. She talks about freak-offs were weekly. And they can go on sometime for 2 to 3 days straight. The Game. What was you doing with Diddy for 2 whole years being with him and you not doing any music? Like, what? Guys, I'm telling you, there is something that's going to come out with The Game. I was just recently and I was like, yo, I gotta let my peoples know what I'm thinking. But there's been too much like little clips of The Game coming out. Like, I'm starting to think that Game is probably going to be on one of those tapes. I could be wrong, but it doesn't mean he has to be doing something with Diddy. But he could have been doing something up in those tapes, because I still don't get it. Like, you running around with Diddy for 2 years? Like, come on. Well, guys, you guys let me know in the comments. I just wanted to go on live real quick and give you this Jay-Z news. I am going to be keeping up to date with it. Let me know if you guys want me to do a full live on the Jay-Z actual lawsuit. I can get my hands on the lawsuit and we can read it verbatim live. If you want that, let me know. Drop me in the comments. If you're new and you stayed this long, please hit the like and subscribe to the channel. We talk all things sports, gossip, trending topics, hip-hop. You guys already know it's your girl Zeta Lisa. So I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.